Hey folks, I'm back today. I want to talk to you guys about my journey of house hunting. Finding a home, finding a house can be such a tricky thing, especially when it comes down to trusting an estate agent. Who do you turn to? Who do you trust? Where do you go? What kind of links do you have? There's so many things to consider. And not only that, especially if you've got a family, kids, there's so many different factors to think about. Schools, traveling, commuting, work. The length of time where you're able to commute back and forth to see your own family, your extended family, and also the expenses. There's so many different things. These are just some of many things out there that I thought I might bring to your attention. But I'll tell you what, that is not the thing that I want to share today. Today I want to share with you the whole journey, what I had to go through in terms of house hunting, the incidences and the experiences that I encountered and how I dealt with it, and also bring a few things to your attention so you guys can be mindful of not being tricked. And let me tell you something, when it comes down to trusting estate agents, you've got to be very mindful because they'll try to flog you so many different properties at different rates. You would think to yourself that, hang on a second, I'm getting a good bargain here. But lo and behold, when you do your own research, when you go out there and find things out for yourself through time and sacrifice and expenses as well, that you'll find a different, you'll find a lot of opposites. Something that one person said was bad ends up being good. Someone else references that. And this is what you tend to find in life. Be mindful of these people because one opinion of one person about something may be totally different compared to someone else's. And you're always going to get these conflicting views throughout life. Someone may say something, you may have something in mind that you want to do. Someone may give you a good opinion, another one may give you a bad opinion. Which one do you go for? Especially if they're valid points. Well, check this out, people. When you're trying to make a decision, the best thing to do is go out there and find out for yourself. Do your research, do that sacrifice in terms of committing yourself to travel and actually going out there and having first-hand experience. That's when you will know how to judge, how to decide and decipher things out for yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's just a perspective that a person is sharing with you. It's just an experience that a person is sharing with you. And that is not the be-all and end-all. That is tip number one that I've got from my house hunting journey. The second thing is, you're always going to get people who are trying to sell you something. Not just properties, but ideas. They're trying to convince you of their way of thinking or trying to get you to come on their side. What do you do? Which side do you go to? Do you go to side A? Do you go to side B? Especially if it's unfamiliar territory. Well, I'll tell you what you do in these situations. You have to test them out. You have to actually, again, go out there, find what is suited for yourself, what works for you. And to do that, it also requires time wasted. On the outset, it might be a lot of time that you might find yourself going round in circles. You might not find what it is that you're after. But I tell you what, through that journey of going round in circles, you're getting one more step closer to what it is that you're after. That is tip number two that I got from my house hunting journey. And the other thing is, well, people, there's a saying that me and my wife figured out is, whenever you want the best of deals, sometimes you got to go a bit more further out. Yes, people, sometimes the nearest of things tend to be the most expensive. But if you go out a bit more further could mean not necessarily in distance, it could be in terms of your researching. Time spent in research. This is valuable. If you want to make a good decision, you have to invest in time, in researching. Because if you don't research, you're going to get eaten up. You're going to get eaten up by those piranhas, those pepperamis out there. They're going to have you. And you don't want that now, do you? You don't want to end up making the wrong decision. Because what ignorance is when you ain't done your research. When you're going in there blindly, at least equip yourself with some kind of knowledge to some standard. And then go out there and make a choice. Then go out there and explore. And I'll tell you what, that is tip number three that I've also got from my house hunting journey. The other thing is this. I am also aware about if someone is experienced in an area and they're telling you, do not go to that area. Don't brush it aside. Don't disregard them. Take it on board. Be mindful. Keep that at the back of your head. And if you want to explore it, if you're still unsure, then go out there and search for yourself. but never ever reject an opinion or suggestion, because these can be the weight in gold for your final decision. That's what I'm saying, people. Don't disregard anyone's ideas, because they may end up working best for you. So keep them at the back of your mind. Be open-minded. That is tip number 4 I have got from my house hunting journey. And do you know what? We went round in circles. We viewed a lot of properties and places. And eventually, before we was about to conclude, yes, this is the one, this is us, we found our place, something better came along. And do you know why that was? Because we persevered. We didn't end our search there. And I'll tell you what, in life, you know what is one of the most hardest things to do? Is to find people who will agree with you. Sometimes you always got to get these conflicting views. People have their own way of doing things. People have their own ways of going about things. But it's really rare where you find people who have diverse skill sets coming together and working together and gelling and going towards the one direction. It's quite rare to find that. And you know what? Eventually, me and my wife, after seeing so many properties, my wife liked one and I disliked the other. I didn't like the one that she chose, and she didn't like the one that I chose. Eventually, we was able to find one that we both liked, that we both was really passionate to get. Right, that's it. This is the one. There's no ifs, no buts about it. Once you're at a stage, once you've made your final decision, people, follow through, chase it. There's no need to go off and see anything else out there. Even if it is better, because at the end of the day, it's down to, first and foremost, for you to get what it is that you want, you need to know what you're after. At the end of the day, people, it's so important, because if you don't know what it is that you want or what you're after, then how are you going to find, how are you going to know what it is you want? That is lesson number 5. Be clear in what you want, and then go out there and get it. Do whatever it is you can in your means, providing it's good, to go out there and get it. Because once it comes your way, you're able to identify what it is that you're after. So that's tip number 5, or is that 6? Anyway, my final tip is this. Whenever you're about to make a choice in life, whenever you're about to go out and do something, venture out and explore, you're always going to go through a fizzling stage when you're going to encounter so many different obstacles. You're going to encounter so many different people saying this, don't do this, and try this, and don't try that. They're going to fizzle out as long as you're moving forwards, as long as you're following through with your ideas. People are always going to try and off-track you, offset you. And they're going to fizzle out depending on how grounded you are in your ideas, how grounded that you are in terms of getting whatever it is that you want to get and aspire and aim towards, people. Stand your ground, be firm, and go out there and get whatever it is that you're after. Things are always going to fizzle out. For example, life may be hard at one stage, and then another stage will become more easier. It's just a fizzling out phase. Life is all about fizzling out. Things are made to fade at the end of the day. Nothing is everlasting, people. And that applies in so many different areas and aspects of your life. Of life, not just yours, but so many people out there. That is just some of many of my perspectives that I thought I might bring to your attention, people. I hope it's been insightful. I can go on and on, but I don't want to jargon you with too much information at once. Otherwise, it would just be like a can of worms going coming out your head. Now, we don't want that now, do we, people? If this video has been too informative, then break it down. At least take one tip that you can employ and adapt into your life. So, people, that is my rant for today. Until then, take care, stay strong, stay focused, and always live to learn to power and inspire the lives of many as well as self. Bye for now.